Let's go.
I know he made it at least. This place is not certain death. If a stupid elf can make it through, so can I. Skeleton. And, oh, something new and scary. Something scarier. That reminds me of death hounds, which are so terrifying, because they'll kill you in about 2 hits, and... wow, it was right on top of me, but this guy doesn't kill me in 2 hits, luckily.
Just to show you, death is more powerful than war, I guess. That is a warhound, right?
Yes, especially for warhounds. I guess you mean like a dog trained for war or something.
Yeah.
Barbaric. 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 There we go. So they're just called Draugr, but obviously they're not looking like plain old Draugr. They function much like plain Draugr, but they do have some different capabilities and some different weapons. As let's demonstrate. See that little green glowy thing there? It has stolen stamina from my Atronach. That doesn't really make any difference, but if you were a warrior character, that'd be horrifying.
So if the sword steals stamina...
Stamina?
Every time.
Every time. It's so cute. Worth quite a lot.
Is it at least nice and light, since it's spectral?
Yes, although not weightless. So again, they're just... they're just kind of throwing new kinds of enemies at you, one after another. With all kinds of surprises. That looks like a deadly trapdoor. I'm not stepping on that thing. Oh, down there I can hear a troll fighting something. I will probably leave it to its work. I don't want to be in there with a troll. That sounds unsurvivable. Well, now. Am I going to be stuck in there? With something waking up in there. Maybe I should switch back to my shouting amulet. Let me check my active effects. There's still fortified shouts. Yes, although not for much longer. Ah. Much tougher one. Alright. Several of them. Okay. Things are looking a little bit less cheery then. These must seem to be a little bit fragiler. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but... okay. Well, I want to keep that skeleton alive, kind of, so it can fuel me back up. But I don't want to be getting hit by its sword, either. It's going to kill my Atronach pretty fast. It's super effective. Don't hit me with your sword, hit me with your ice. I guess I have no choice but to spend my newfound magic on you, though. So rudely blocked me from the other fellow. I feel like I hear something else moving behind me. No? No, just them? Okay. Good.
Dungeon making you paranoid?
Sure is in this place where there's so many level 24 guys. One misstep could be death. I've got to play perfectly for like 2 hours on end. Uh-oh. One with a bow, but he's just a restless one. Okay. So, as I was saying, they have different kinds of weapons. So the sword one steals stamina. The bow, you'll find out, steals magic, which is unfortunate. Because, number one, that hurts me pretty badly, but number two, I can't use it effectively, because bow is such a slow fire speed that's just not worth the trouble. If it was like the sword that's still magic, you bet I would pick like 10 of those things up and just cart them around with me. Or even the the two-handed weapon. But ooh, I've alerted other things in there. I think the axe one is called like Drain Blood, and this bow is called Drain... oh, didn't mean to take the embalming tool. Drain something else. Embalming tools are just scenery. Ooh, gold. Okay, it didn't go too badly. What are you trying to fight over there? I don't like you going that way. Two Draugr, it must be. Maybe I'll unleash an Atronach into that room and then back off. Oh, not even talking to me this time, just kind of breathing on me.
It's like breathing in someone's ear.
Yep. Like the horror movie cliche, like heavy breathing over the telephone or something. It's scary when it drains your magic. Oh, one of them's already injured. Maybe by that troll. Maybe these guys took down a troll. I salute you guys. I don't know, just like generic words for bad stuff.
What did they say?
Fuck pause Dinoc. Wow, really are a lot of Draugr whites in here. I've talked before about, I think, the influence of Barrow whites upon, Draugr in this game. But let me maybe talk a bit about, what Draugr were in Norse mythology. Where they show up from time to time. Not in the conventional kinds of myths you're probably familiar with, but they're in a lot of the Viking sagas. So basically, Draugr were, undead warriors, so should seem kind of familiar, who lived in tombs and guarded the treasures of those warriors. And they had various kinds of supernatural powers. Not yelling at you, generally speaking, but things like they could, change shape and size, and kind of a generic suite of magical abilities. So different, but, I really like how they took that Scandinavian, myth and put it into these games. Rather than just having more generic undead. Not that Oblivion did a bad job making its undead fun to fight, though. I mean, insofar as anything in Oblivion was fun, that is, but, But at least there was a lot of variety to it. There were many different types that fought in different kinds of ways. The gameplay sucked, but, the undead at least, were not Borg opponents, which is great because you had to fight them in 50% of all dungeons, basically. Maybe more. Outside the main quest, there's, the only thing you fought were undead. You can see from my kill counts, they're pretty common in this game, too. At least they're not everything.
Not quite the epidemic proportions Oblivion had.
Yep. This guy's not walking around that door, huh? You don't want to be hit by that axe, because it is a battle axe wielded by it. Where did he go? I don't like that. Okay. No ambush for you.
Ambushing with the battle axe, huh?
Yeah, they killed the troll. Nice. So yeah, that one's the Drain Blood one. 200 weapons suck, and I have better ways to heal myself, so I won't be taking that.
Did you find out what the bow was called again?
Oh, I forgot to check that. Drain Spell, I think, though.
Mm.
And yeah, if it was, faster rate of fire, I would use it. If it was a melee weapon, I'd probably use it. But it's not, so it's pretty useless. Oh, is this the next dungeon section? Okay. Maybe I'll wait for my shot to recharge before I walk through there, just in case. Using the word tribune there is kind of an odd choice. As most of you probably know, tribunes were several different types of Roman politicians down through the ages. The word tribune does also mean either like a pulpit or a chapel in a church. So I guess that's the religious context they're going for here, but still, weird word choice. There's that set of Dragon Priest masks that there's a shrine for right outside this area. I showed that at the very end of the last video. Well, even more enemies. This dungeon is a marathon. More of those creepy blue glowing guys, it seems. Well, I have not found shouting to be all that useful against them, so maybe I'll switch back to Savos Aaron's amulet. They don't seem to be casting spells either. Resting on the wall just like a regular old Draugr, and he is a regular old Draugr. So, with a dog.
Everything's better with a pet dog.
Don't pet this dog, though.
I suppose it would be unfair just to call him a dog. He is, after all, a warhound.
Mm-hmm. He missed.
It's cute dog.
More of them, huh? Well, wards are worthless, but at least it's a higher level one. I can sell the tome for money. Ooh, a what? How did you get injured? I'll take it.
Apparently wards aren't so worthless, though. You can sell them.
Just make sure not to actually learn the spell. Then it's truly worthless. Wars are really a cool idea. They could have done it in a much, much better kind of way. I think if I was doing them, what I'd make them do is to be more player skill based. You wouldn't be able to concentrate to hold them down. You'd cast it and you'd have like a instantaneous, like maybe 0.5 seconds or so of immunity to magic. And the cost would be based upon how long it takes between like you casting it and being hit by a spell. Oh no! Speaking of being hit by spells.
Oh, it's just a little pink rock on a pedestal. What could that possibly mean?
That was almost the end of this entire Let's Play right here. Those things they're just terrifying. They throw spells at you at ludicrous speed. There's often more than one of them, and they can just kill you from like full HP with no difficulty whatsoever. So, looks like this one hasn't spotted me or hasn't reacted. It's not working. Alright, fireballs. Is it off the pedestal? Yeah, okay. Usually when they're off the pedestal, there's another one over there. Oop, and I've alerted something else, but that's less of a problem than those things. I was going to use Become Ethereal to walk down that hallway, but just peeking around corners with fireballs is... Looks like there's a whole battery of them set off there, but they're taking them out. Oh! Uh-huh. They're kind of like Welkin stone, or Dark Welkin stones from Oblivion, but vastly more dangerous. Uh-oh, that thing nearly killed me. I've seen where that goes. Ricochets back and forth a couple times and suddenly you're dead. Okay. Well, a whole lot of enemies. Wow, like, yeah, a whole battery of those things. That would have killed me the instant I walked around that corner. They'd just like throw fireballs or who knows what down that hallway, that'd be it. That's really a stupid gotcha moment. Because like you can't know they're there. If you're the first time player, you probably haven't seen them before, so you can't possibly, prepare for them. And there really isn't much of a counter other than to have that kind of spell to knock them off. Well, at least one of these guys is a mage. Take out the Warhound first, perhaps. Yeah, I said perhaps. Give me back my magic eye. Okay. Wow, that went poorly. I'll take your ectoplasm.
Better than dog meat.
Pull back to here and heal up a bit, I guess. I could eat another Ellsworth fondue, but I think I'll save those. Certainly I will need plenty more. These guys will soon forget that I ever existed, then I get my magicka back faster. Still a bunch of them in there.
Is your Atronach still there?
It might be. I would imagine they'd have killed it by now with those numbers, but... No, one just disappeared. You might have just killed one. Good Atronach. I'll be able to get better Atronach soon, but they'll be less effective against undead, so... only somewhat better considering how often you fight undead in this game. Alright, well, one Atronach worked pretty well. Here's another one. Oh, there's people up there, huh? I don't think that guy over there has a bow, so I'm not too afraid of him coming in here. A restless, and what are you? You are also a restless. Alright, what kind of Draugr are you, sir? Just a Draugr white? I can handle that. I'm going to switch to my magic resistance, which gets more effective all the time as I pile on additional ways of resisting magic, such as that new perk. So even if I get hit, I should take pretty low damage there. Nice. You can see it gives me a lot of magicka back. Because again, it's based on the unreduced original cost of the spell, whereas I can reduce the cost quite a lot, so therefore I pay a fraction of the price. We're still fighting in here? Is that what's going on? Yep. Doesn't look like they were still fighting in there.
Just kind of angrily grumbling.
How did they get down there?
Did it fall off?
It levitates, but I guess it could have.
Well, some things can only levitate a few inches off the ground. Maybe it's something like that.
Yes. Is it about to... Like, if it like backed off there and fell, that would be...
An interesting Atronach.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Ah, the lovely thing when that happens.
Yep. Luckily, I think quickly and have options for any kind of bad outcome like that. 1 down, 2 down.
Very nice.
Treasure chest. That sucks. You think if anybody would be good against the undead, it'd be RK, who's like the god of, you know, life and death, and like his invocations can prevent anybody from being turned into undead under any circumstances and whatnot. But
Really?
yes, apparently they said so as of like Morrowind, I guess. So the necromancers are all trying to stamp out worship of RK, but they kind of dropped that by the time they got around to Oblivion.
Huh.
I don't think they explicitly stated that it wasn't true anymore. They just stopped talking about it. Alright, well, how can I deal with this guy? This room is not really big enough for me to throw him off of anything. Is he just like pawing at me with his stupid little Draugr claws? I think he might be. Oh no, the Atronach's not coming in here, is it? So that reminds me, one of the fun dungeons in this game that I've talked about a few times is going to get the Shield of Solitude questline. We had to fight Potema, which is every warrior should do that questline. But one of the fun parts about it is there's this one room. It's a whole bunch of Draugr corpses lying on the ground, and it's kind of obvious if you're smart. These corpses are going to be getting back up and fighting you soon. But if you're quick, while Potema is busy monologuing at you, you can loot all their weapons off the corpses. So when they get back up, they're totally helpless. It's like hit you with their little Draugr claws, which do the same damage as human fists. So.
Oh dear. Man, I wish I had done that.
This guy is sturdy. Give me some magic. Yep. Even on Legendary, I do not care. He's empty? I guess this one's like has no weapon, but still kind of weird. I think they were just kind of like, when they're creating this semi-new enemy type, they're a bit lazy and they forgot to make the magic guys just have a weapon. So,
Blowing in your ear again.
What's next, like a noogie or something like that?
Do you want one?
Just trying to be on guard against whatever kind of juvenile thing he might do to me next. That looks like a trap back there, but I better find out what's in there. I believe it's like a unique-ish item, semi-useful, called the Ancient Helm of the Unburned, which, as you might expect from the name, makes you resist fire pretty well. Like 40%. Sword, not really worth it. Let's check that I'm right about that. I am right about that.
Yeah.
So solid fire. Ooh, ebony shield.
Good thing you didn't pick up all those dragon bones.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't even bother taking this, but I'm going to because I don't know if he's ever actually had an ebony shield before in his life, so.
And it just looks so sleek and shiny.
They're stylish. He did his breath again, didn't he? Huh.
He did.
Somebody's on the back of that chair. Well, people in chairs are usually pretty dangerous in this universe.
Only the powerful have time to sit.
So luckily, I'm sitting in a chair myself as we speak, so it'll be an even match. What else is in here? Yeah, I've woken him up. Something else to shoot. Ah, Warhound. Okay. A shouting Draugr. Who's okay? The Warhound standing next to the Atronach. That's good. That's good. A Draugr deathlord. Okay. Luckily, he's melee.
And two-handed too.
Well, I'd rather have a one-handed deathlord, because I might be able to survive a hit from a one-handed.
Good point.
Maybe I'll switch to Savos Aaron's amulet, and maybe I will eat another Elsewhere fondue. That is not an Elsewhere fondue. Oh man, I ate one of my irreplaceable cheese wheels.
I mean, it was an Elsewhere fondue, just it wasn't done yet.
Those things have been absurdly hard to replace, and that was an accident. I think I'll add one of those to my inventory when this is done. Make up for that. This guy will be healing up whenever he gets a hit on my Atronach, so I better not let him do too much of that because he's so durable already. We need to keep him stunned as much as we can. Although I want to keep him in melee too. Oh, okay. He's doing his stupid little shout. Maybe I feel like my timing is like hardcore. I can switch back and forth in like staff and no staff and get a little bit more magic back that way. Oh. Drat.
What was that? Oh, that was the action arc. Never mind.
Thinking back, have there been any things I can shout people off of? I don't think so, really. Like, here, kind of. A little.
Every little bit helps, right?
Yeah.
Is he coming?
I don't know. There he is. Hey, you. Oh, no. I absorbed it. I've mentioned before that some, Draugr shots can ragdoll you, which is usually, death, but only a few in the game can do that. Super bosses of various kinds. Usually they'll be called death overlords or things like that. Yeah, he's not coming. Well, I'm chipping him down, I guess. Slower progress than I would like, but it is progress. It's more efficient, as I mentioned before, to not dual cast unless you're trying to stun people on purpose. So, I will generally refrain from dual casting in that kind of situation, although it is hard to avoid at times. I think I'll equip my own Fusroda, in case I need to push him off of me. Nope. What? That was close. Alright, is he coming now? Is he gonna...
There he
Yeah,
goes.
there we go, there we go. Come on.
Try and go all the way up, or?
Yeah, without that it wouldn't really do any damage.
Oh.
I don't know if he can path his way around that. The other Draugr could, I think, right? Maybe not.
I don't remember.
You know, I could just... Oh no.
Ah. Don't want to lose that item.
No. I didn't consider he had that option available. That is like the most dangerous spell in the game. It can force you to restart your entire character. Because that spell makes you drop whatever is in your hand, but the drop physics in this game are suspect and will often just kind of disappear things into thin air. Forever.
I've lost so many good weapons because of that shout.
You can lose like one-of-a-kind artifacts to that nonsense. It's just, like that one, which is totally irreplaceable. Nothing in the game serves that effect. Alright. Oh, not what I meant to do. I needed to run back further into the dungeon a little bit, which I don't like doing because it could alert more guys. But it should be good. I just need to buy a little bit of time. Nope. Once you hit level high 20s, or maybe it's 30, not higher than 30, they stop using that shot because it stops working on people who are higher than that level. So it's worthless for the player, but really annoying in enemy hands. But at least you don't have to deal with that nonsense again.
NPC hazing of low-level characters.
Alright. Nope. Oh no! Okay.
Landed in the water.
I tried to dodge that as best I could, but it was not good enough. Okay, how am I gonna get past this guy now? He's about to drop. Alright, he's dropping. Now I just need to not let him get back up and get any health back, but I can't really do much, actually. Maybe I need to save some mana up and finish him. Oh, it's not hockey anymore. Once again. Maybe I won't even equip that. If you don't have anything equipped, they can't do that to you. No.
You mean he won't knock the ring off your finger?
It only works on weapons, thankfully.
Does it work on shields?
Nope. The shield just goes back into your inventory. It does get unequipped because you can't have... Well, the game will assume that you don't want to have a shield out for some reason. But it doesn't get removed. It just gets put into your inventory. Why are you... Is he not taking any damage anymore? Uh-oh. Come on. Die already. There we go. Well, now that that terror is over with, let me refavorite that thing. Pull it out again. Okay.
Not gonna search the deathlord?
I think he just has probably that same axe. Most of these guys have generic. Okay, a potion. You're right.
I admit I was hoping for some gold.
I think these ghosts don't ever carry that. Oh, the bats have been re-triggered somehow.
Do they prefer cards over cash?
Moderately useful shot. I won't be doing much of it. It is actually good with some alteration perks I could pick up later on. The one that increases the duration of alteration spells, it turns out affects that shout too, so that shout will last longer. Well, there's a crowd of Draugr in here. The odds are good that at least one in the... I'll just lure this guy away, I guess. I was planning to some of the action I could made all of them, but fine. It is a unique kind of trap, this dungeon. It's just annoying. And it's a white too. Alright. There we go. Alright. I feel like we've seen this before. Now, for a warrior, those stamina swords are incredible at this point. You can just, like, as long as you are killing these guys, just, like, keep stealing their stamina, keep endlessly power attacking, stun locking them, get the next guy's sword, do it to the next guy, and so forth. And it's pretty easy from here on out. But as a mage, I can't really do that effectively. I don't want to gain the experience from that. He does do solid damage for taking the Atronach out that fast. Great.
There's the gold.
Really? So some of them can hold it? Huh, I was wrong.
I hope you're recording, because this almost never happens.
Well, I certainly proved my judgment was remarkably good by picking you. Here we go.
Luckily, the whisper doesn't get re-triggered like the bats do.
That would drive me batty. Oh, Draugr Scourge. Well, that's going to be a nuisance. This Frost Atronach. Oh no. So Frost Atronachs, like Fire Atronachs, have a cloak of their element around them. So I can get some mana back by being near them, but I don't want to do that because he can probably kill me. So it will rip apart my Atronach easily enough. What I really want to do is find a way to kill the skeleton that's behind this guy. But I can't... No, I got one hit on it there. Can I get another one? Exactly where it is.
Is it the skeleton or the blue guy?
The skeleton's what I'm trying to kill. The blue guy is very tough, so... Whoa! That was quite a lunge there, sir.
Can he fit through the door?
Sometimes. Yes. They have trouble getting through doors. It makes them kind of impractical in player hands a lot of the time. But that one is apparently having no trouble. Well, alright. What am I going to do from here? They probably have the perks to make their summons last a long time. I don't want to waste mana on these guys. Do I still have my Elsewhere Fondue? For 3 minutes. Okay. I should make the most of that. Alright. Here's an Atronach on top of you. No summon. Oh, the Atronach is no longer on top of you. At least he does have his stupid little claws out. We've made some progress. He's not as tough as me, get me, thank you! I'm tanking for my Atronach here. I'm such a nice guy.
I believe that meant fear, pain, and death if we didn't actually translate it earlier.
Some of the Draugr lines are quite ambiguous. They're just kind of shouting words at you and have to just kind of infer the meaning from that. They could have done a little bit more with the language they were going to make so central to the game. But I guess they did better than they did with the Dark Elf stuff in Morrowind. Lost. Well, that obnoxious threat is done with. You know what? I've got some dragon souls to spare here. Let me unlock this one. It's not a great shout, but it is one of the game's more useful ones. So if I aggro this guy... Come on... Need to get the shout back, of course. can see I can like matrix dodge things while I'm slowing time. It slows me down too, but not as much as them. It's a cool, fun little shout. And if it had like a smaller cooldown, I might use it more often. Ooh, wow, ebony ingots. Ebony, for those of you who don't know, is used to make some of the game's most powerful weapons in armor. Ebony armor in heavy, and also Daedric armor in heavy. Those must just be pre-placed here, because that's way above my level. So, a good little tip there if people don't know about that. Some free ebony ingots there.
Shouldn't have left her there to die. What else could we do? Stay there and die with her? She refused to go on. We didn't
That
have
was
a choice.
inexplicably dumb of her if she refused to go on.
This is it, you know. Through this door. Can you feel it?
We're not going to make it, are we?
We stay together.
Again, great voice
No
acting.
matter what. Agreed?
I'll be right with you.
Agreed. We all stay together.
Well, he's been wrong about everything so far.
They must get separated somehow then.
Mm-hmm. We'll find out how, and it does not reflect well on him. But speaking of such things, as I've said, you know, he's the only guy with any kind of backstory, and this is it. And the problem I have is it doesn't fit his personality at all. Because he's totally callous with all the lives of the apprentices and whatnot, whereas Tolfdir is the super cautious guy who cares about you. It should be the other way around. It should be Savos Aaron, who's so cautious and cares about all the apprentices, doesn't want to get anybody killed again like he did in the past. But no, he's just totally callous. He has learned nothing from this that hasn't impacted his life in any way, so it's kind of a waste.
Lost!
Maybe he's just really jaded now?
Still, it's just like it was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
So, that would be like, you know, an actually, you know, poignant kind of moment to realize, oh, the reason this guy's been so obnoxiously, you know, cautious the whole time is because, like, he got all his friends killed this one time.
Yeah, that would be a good story.
There is supposed to be a beam between that guy's hands and that bubble over there. I'm not sure why there isn't right now. Well, I'm going to come in here cautiously. Something strange in there. I don't know what's going on, and I don't like not knowing what's going on. I'm going to eat an Ellsworth fondue. That's what I do when I don't like what's going on.
Your comfort food?
Mm-hmm. The guy in the bubble seems to be trapped, and he has a staff. That must be it. These people are keeping him in the bubble.
Lost!
Alright, first things first. I would swim more if it weren't for the slaughterfish. So, something horrible is being trapped in there. I've never seen this like before. Maybe it's this thing that's been breathing on me the entire time. Trapped by... And again, there should be a beam from this guy. He won't speak to me. Well... Rest? Doesn't look very restful to me. They should probably give them some lines about how like this is awful and like they're tormented and confused or something. Oh well. And you... not freeze it. Are they enemies? I wonder if they are enemies. That would be cool.
Their voices sound familiar.
Will they fight each other? I'm about to use the wrong shout. I want to use...
Fight!
because I want to see if these guys fight. If they do, that'd be cool. Oh no, what did he summon? He summoned a Storm Atronach. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is a serious boss. Storm Atronachs are so far above my power level. If it shoots a lightning bolt at me right now, I will probably die. I had better... well, I'm safe now. Oh.
No, you're not.
Less safe than I thought. He can also banish or control my Atronachs.
He can?
Yes.
Can yours do that?
No, is this... I don't mean the Atronach can do that, I mean like he personally has that spell. When I am much stronger, I'll have access to that spell, but I don't yet.
I did not. I thought you were talking about the Storm Atronach. Didn't think they were that powerful.
No, they just deal massive damage with their, you know, lightning bolts, which again, you know, don't have a projectile. Okay, well here is the man of the hour, Morokai, our first ever dragon priest. Time to break out the big gun. So, I should now be impervious to all his spells. Now I need to keep it that way to get him to fuel me. So I'm not going to equip double Firebolt. I'm going to equip Firebolt in one hand lightning bolt in the other. That way, I can just cast and cast and cast and cast without accidentally stunning him. He's using that Staff of Magnus on me now. But you can see that because I have absorption, I absorb it. You know what I can do? I can... bigger spells. Side note here, I think each Dragon Priest name has a meaning, and I believe, if I remember correctly, Morokai's name means, glorious, something like that. Well, that actually drained my mouth. Okay. That gives me a lot back, which is not a good sign for when this wears off, inevitably.
Yeah.
He's tough. Storm Atronach is nearly down. I can absorb its spells too, like I can everything else, because that power is incredible.
Nice.
Give me more magic, sir. Is he going to conjure another one up? I think he is. The Elder Scrolls Wiki, of course, makes no mention of him even having Conjure Storm Atronach in his spell list. You know, his most important, dangerous spell. And again, I'm doing this so that I don't accidentally stun him and end the flow of magic from him to me during this limited time that I had to deal damage, before I really need to start fighting seriously. More magic, please. Is my power still on?
I'm afraid to find out.
I better equip my Amulet of Resist Magic, perhaps? Actually, I need to keep Salvus Arens as long as I can. I'll switch my shout to become ethereal. Active effects, how much do I have left on... Okay, so this is stealing my magic with that thing. Where am I looking? Get your next stone. I don't see it on me anymore. Does that mean it's gone? No, it doesn't seem to be. Whenever he does a big spell like that, I'm afraid it's going to be another Storm Atronach up on my face with his powerful melee attacks. Man, is he tough. I have beaten this guy without this kind of trick. You saw me do that once, I think, with like a high elf character.
Yeah.
Yes. I was not playing a permadeath run that time, so I was less afraid of what he could do to me. So I was willing to use a more efficient, faster, but less safe character in that playthrough.
Are you gonna get him before your dragon skin comes out?
It's possible. But I think at this point I'm not too afraid anymore. I can, now if I wanted to, I can switch to stuns, I can finish him that way.
Nice!
Alright. Hjalti is supreme. I'll take that staff and your money, and this is the ultimate treasure. Bam. Dragon Priest Mask. The best one. People will talk about Nakreen. Nakreen is very, very good, yes. You'll see that later in this Let's Play. But this one is king. Because if you have the unofficial patch, and if you don't, why don't you have the unofficial patch? Get the unofficial patch right now. This one, besides giving you massive magic regeneration, which will just be amazing for the rest of the game, also reduces your shout cooldown time, which almost nothing else in the entire game does. With that, plus my Talos Amulet, I've now got 60% shout time reduction.
Nice. And is that including the Temple Blessing?
Yes, yes. You can get it to 80% later on in Dragonborn from what I've read, but I've never actually done Dragonborn, so you can probably tell our listeners more about that than I can. But I believe there's some other kind of shout cooldown reducer in that expansion.
I believe so, yeah. Surprisingly enough, I don't use shouts that much. I'm hunting force, if anything.
That is one of the best ones. Most of the shouts, as I've said before, are not terribly useful.
I mean, Whirlwind Sprint I'll use whenever I'm over-encumbered and don't particularly feel like dropping anything.
Mm-hmm. It is good for getting around like that. So that right there, that was the high point of the Mages Guild's campaign.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So he left them behind there trapped
I had
forever.
no choice. It was the only way to make sure that monster never escaped. I promise you, I'll never let this happen again. I'll seal this whole place away.
By stealing the door knocker. It's the only way in, except for all the holes the trolls got in through, and plus we'll see some other guy got in too, somehow.
Yeah.
He is not part of the high point of the Mages Guild campaign. Let me put on my new mask. Hjalti immediately realizes the possibilities of, hiding behind this creepy monster mask, which also grants him, unlimited power.
Should he change his clothes?
Not right now, not when nobody can see him. Oh, you mean his boots? Maybe.
Well,
They are soggy boots. Alright. Enough with the soggy boots.
if you're going to commit some acts that might be best behind a mask, perhaps your non-usual outfit would be preferred.
Yes, but he usually goes to town wearing fine clothes and whatnot, so that's alright. So, here we have some fellow. Somehow. Oh, what do you know? It's an elf. A Thalmor. I wonder what he's here to do. Oh, look, he's got a spell equipped and everything.
You made it
Cute.
out of there alive. Onkano was right. You are dangerous.
Now, it's ridiculous that he would somehow find his way here into the secret entrance, and...
Onkano wants it kept safe. Oh, and he wants you dead.
Good luck, I just killed a dragon priest.
Nothing personal.
You're a nobody.
You fool.
It is like a fun moment, just like...
Never should have come.
No, haven't even begun to fight yet, actually.
I think he's just really hoping that that's right.
Yeah, he hasn't seen anything yet. I can pull out this staff and demonstrate that. It's kind of a waste, but it steals their magic, which again is an amazing resource for any kind of mage character, of course. Now you have like unlimited magicka. Even enemies who don't really have much magicka have like enough that you can steal a little bit from them at least. I don't feel like getting hit by his spells there. So you can see I got a whole bunch back there. And if he runs out of magicka, this is the best part, it will drain his health too. He still has some magicka, but... Oh yeah, punching me. You high elves, really the masters of magic. It should be draining his health by now. I think it's glitching. Anyway, it should have killed him basically by just stealing all his health. What does he think is going to happen when he goes up against a guy wearing like this creepy mask on his face, wielding like the staff of like the gods? How else could this end? But that's what high elves are. They're just like arrogant twits who think they're the only powerful wizards in the world. Well, he really underestimated me. I'll go through his pockets for some loose change. Take his robes. He's probably too high level for this. Do I have a stronger one? Animate corpse. Did I buy a book of it maybe and not learn it? It's possible. No, alright, I guess I don't get to desecrate the body. Well, that is Labyrinthian. Probably my favorite dungeon in the game. Certainly one of my favorites. Wow, he got through, barred the door again behind himself. High elves are truly inscrutable. Through this trapdoor...
Still covered in hanging icicles.
Yes. To this inaccessible location up here. He would have to, like, rappel down the mountain, knowing this is the way into that back route that it doesn't make any sense at all. Game design-wise, I'll concede it's a good idea to put a mage here for us to test that staff out on, though. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I think I killed, like, 50 undead there. Need to go back and do an actual count to make sure. See you all next time. Have a great day, everyone.
Have a great day.